Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome back. I appreciate you being with me so very, very much. My name is Don K. Preston. I am the president of Preterist Research Institute of Ardmore, Oklahoma. And this is what I call my morning musings. Well, we've been taking a look at the false prophecies of Mr. John Shorey, who, just like John Hagee, Hal Lindsey, Tim LaHaye, and the whole raft of millennial so-called prophets, continue to make false prophecies that do nothing but bring shame on the name of Jesus Christ. Okay, we finished with that short series. Want to get back for a brief time to our study of the parables. You know, we're almost through with our study of the parables and the eschatology there. We were looking at Luke chapter 19. Jesus was on his way to Jerusalem. And the Jews believed, the Pharisees believed, that the kingdom was about to come immediately. Greek word parakrema, which means exactly what immediately means. They thought it was going to happen when Jesus went to Jerusalem. After all, in the Old Covenant, the kingdom was to be established in Zion, i.e. Jerusalem. And Messiah was supposed to rule the world from Zion, Isaiah chapter 2. 1 and 2 and following. So they had their expectation. Jesus told the parable about a man who went into a far country to receive the kingdom and then to return in judgment. I've shared with you how that parable, in reality, destroys all futurist eschatologies, because the return of the king to rule and to reign would be in judgment of those who had rejected his rule and reign. Well, in the context, that's the Jews. The rejection of the Son is nothing but that in Matthew chapter 21, the wicked husbandman killed the son of the vineyard owner. It's the repeated story of the Jews rejecting Jesus. It's the story of the wedding in Matthew chapter 22, the invitation to the wedding being sent out, saying, all things are ready, come to the feast. They rejected it. They persecuted the messengers. The Lord sent out his armies and destroyed their city and killed those wicked men. So the return of the Master for the kingdom is critical to understand. It's the time of the judgment of Israel, and that's when Christ would enter fully into the reign of the kingdom that he had received when he was with the Father. Now, here's where the rub comes, all right? The great question is asked, and that is, premillennialists believe that Jesus will rule literally, visibly, bodily, physically on the earth. There is a form of amillennialism. Richard Middleton is a representative of that. C. Marvin Pate is a representative of that, who believe at the end of time, Jesus comes back and the earth is completely renovated into an Edenic paradise, and Jesus rules literally, visibly, bodily on earth. By the way, scholars such as N.T. Wright that really don't accept the title of amillennialist, blah, 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 they also take that view. And thirdly, you have the postmillennial view that was taken, for instance, by Joel McDermott in my debate with him in 2012, and that is that Jesus, when he will come again, Abraham and all of the Old Testament worthies will be resurrected biologically, physically, bodily. Earth will be renovated into the earthly utopia, and Jesus will rule on earth in a physical kingdom. I debated Harold Eberle. He said the same thing. I debated Steve Gregg. He said the same thing. Now, both of those men are amillennialists, Reformed amillennialists. So I think you can see that the question about the nature of the rule of Christ is critical in our study of the parables. So what we're going to do in our ensuing studies of the parables based on Luke chapter 19 is we are going to investigate the nature of the rule of Christ, i.e. from Zion, okay? Obviously, we're going to investigate the nature of the parousia, that would be Christ coming as the king to rule and to reign forever. So, in the ensuing lessons, we will be examining the question, does the Bible teach that Jesus was going to come back literally, visibly, and bodily to sit on a literal throne in an earthly, physical kingdom and rule forever and ever, or, as the millennialists say, to rule for 1,000 years? Folks, this has to do with the Abrahamic land promise. This has to do, again, with the nature of the parousia. It has to do with the nature of the new heaven and new earth. It gets into the area of the study of, in the age to come, they neither marry nor are given in marriage. This entire study about the nature of the parousia, Christ going into a far country, there to receive a kingdom and to return to rule and to reign, is absolutely fundamental to the study of eschatology. May I recommend to you that you get my book, Like Father, Like Son, on Clouds of Glory. There's really not another book like it out there that has such a detailed, in-depth examination of the nature of the parousia. Go to my website, eschatology.org or bibleprophecy.com, and order the book, Like Father, Like Son, on Clouds of Glory. I want to tell you, people have told me, thousands of people have told me, this book has changed their life. Get your own copy. Look forward to being with you in our study of the nature of the kingdom, the nature of the parousia. As we continue our study of the parables, we will see you on the flip side.